this line, let me ask myself, I would have took a trip for nothing. So sometimes you just gotta push that shit a little bit because it's your life and you don't want to make extra trips for nothing. You're already burnt out. You're already tired. What up, y'all? If you hear me sound a little off, I'm extremely sick. But I said, let me brush my hair up and do a video. Listen, I was going to fix my nails, but I just don't have that much energy. But I am using the energy I'm scraping up to do this video because I feel like it's very important. This is for my autism parents, whether you're a single parent with an autistic child, whether you're a couple with an autistic child, or a single dad with an autistic special needs child, okay? This video might bring comfort to some, so I'm going to keep it quick. Most importantly, because I just want to keep it informative and quick, but also because I don't have that much time left on my camera. All right? Here we go. First thing I would tell you, let's jump straight in it. First thing I would tell you, don't be afraid to double check or get a second opinion. It is very, very important, especially if you live in America. And especially, more so especially if you're a minority and if you are African American descent. You know what I'm saying? They will just tell us whatever is convenient. A lot of people are working over hours. A lot of people are just trying to get their shift done, unfortunately. And a lot of people are just telling you from the base of what they feel they know. They're not going to take the extra mile for you to ask an opinion of something that they don't, or something that they might not be sure of, or something that they could know they could look into, unless you emphasize, no, I want to speak to such and such, or okay, I'm going to ask such and such, or you know what, I'm going to double check this, double check that. It's your child's life. I know it's already aggravating and stressful, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to double check or get a second opinion. And I'm going to tell y'all why in a minute. Secondly, I would say advocate for your own mental health, because my experience with raising my child, I had to implement for my own mental health because I was often met with a pack and a stack of appointments and do this and do that, and my mental health was deteriorating because number one, I'm a single parent to an autistic child, which this year is the hardest year of her life. You understand what I'm saying? The hardest year of her life being autistic, with her mental breakdowns and her physical aspects of what is happening, you know, with her. And then I'm met with a stack of appointments, but I needed help to get to the help. I needed some type of comfort, some type of help to get things done, and I didn't have another parent to turn to, and she lives with me, and it's just me and her every single day, and I have to take care of her, but I also have to take care of me. So it's like I had to advocate and literally tell every doctor that I faced, every appointment I had, like, look, this is what's going on in my life. I don't care what people think. I literally told them, like, I'm grieving this year. I lost my mother. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm doing all of this for her, and I am on mental overload. Please give me any way that any of this can go easier. Advocate for yourself, because you're overwhelmed too, and people, they just don't care because it's not their situation. That's just the reality of most people that you may run into, especially in New York. I would just say, don't be afraid to advocate for your own mental health. Do you have any, ask them, do you have any resources for me? I'm on overload. I don't even think I would be okay to complete this task. Like, you get what I'm saying? Let them know, because people assume that you're just supposed to do it and it's easy. A lot of times I will have to miss and remake appointments for my daughter, for example, because say if she had an appointment for this, but she would be sick that day, or that day I would be sick. You understand? One thing will bump heads with another thing, and then something else wouldn't get done. And on paper, it just looks like you're missing appointments. People don't understand that is an overload, emotional overload. Sometimes you could not be okay. You get what I'm saying? But then this is supposed to be done and that's supposed to be done for your child. Yes, of course, you put our children first. What am I supposed to do if I'm out here assed out, you know, mentally? Assed out mentally. Another thing I want to talk about, crisis intervention. Dealt with them for long, but crisis intervention is something, mobile crisis intervention is something you can look up in Google. Educate yourself on what it is. It's basically people that comes to the house in crisis. So say if your child is having a mental breakdown, they'll come to you. They have I think they're from 8 to 8, right? But if it's past that hours, they will come as quick as the next day. They will start a case. They will take your information and they will provide you with support and help you get some things in order for your special needs child. So there are emergency things, but people don't tell you that. I found that out myself through ChatGPT and through Google, okay? I'm going to give y'all 2 examples before I go why you should just advocate, always double check, and stand firm in what you believe in. One example. When my daughter went to the emergency room, nobody had gave her medicine as of yet. I told her she was having like violent episodes, hitting herself. It can't seem like she can't calm herself down. It's very bad this year. I told her primary care doctor. I went to the emergency room several times and told them that. Only one time I went, did one psychiatrist nice enough to start a trial base of medicine for my daughter on the lowest dosage, okay? The lowest dosage, because she was like, I don't want you did not have nothing to help. Let's just see how this works, but you have to continue on with the primary care doctor. I really appreciate that because everybody else told me no because they wouldn't give me nothing until she saw the neurologist, which she has up to date now. She has saw the neurologist now, but she needed something in the meantime. It was really, really bad. Really, 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 really bad. So, okay, so anyway, the doctor filled up the prescription. Now, the neurology appointment left me 2 days short of medicine. Like, basically, I ran out of the medicine 2 days before the neurology appointment so that that doctor can continue on what's going on. So, when I called, they was like, hey, the doctors in the emergency room, they don't refill the medicine, which is definitely probably a fact. But had I not spoke up and said, hey, well, this is the name on the bottle. Can you put me through to her personal line and let me just see and ask her? Because I was at the house and I would have had to go back to the emergency room. It was freezing cold that day. My daughter already had a cold and wasn't feeling well. So I just wanted to pick the medicine up the block and come back in the house. Had I would have, nothing against that young lady, but had I would have listened to her instead of saying, well, hey, still put me through to the doctor's line, let me ask myself, I would have took a trip for nothing. So sometimes you just got to push that shit a little bit because it's your life and you don't want to make extra trips for nothing. You're already burnt out. You're already tired. Like, yeah. Last example. When I got to the neurologist appointment and I told them, hey, this is what the psychiatrist subscribed to. Now I get it. Prescribed to, now I get it. After all the testing that they do with my daughter, then the neurologist can make an adequate decision on the proper medication according to the testing, which would best help my daughter. I get that. But right now, she is on this medication and this is helping her. So at first he was like, yeah, well, I'm not going to refill this because this is not helping her. I said, mister, yes, it is. That's the only thing she has. I'm with her every day. And that's the only thing that's making a difference with her seeming happy, being able to be a little bit more calm and to not be hitting herself as much. He looked at me, he said, all right, well, if it's helping, I'll refill it. But had I would have just thought what he said was golden and not explained myself and, tipped the barrel a little bit, I wouldn't have been having no refills and nothing to help me manage her until the testing with the neurologist and the blood work is done. So just speak up. Take a deep breath and speak up. Call a friend. Call somebody trustworthy. Let it out for 1 minute. Speak up to the person that's in front of you, the doctor, the social worker, whoever, because people will just tell you what is on the paper. And sometimes you can get what you want. It's not that you can't. They just won't do it for you if you don't speak up. So I hope this helped my autism parents, my special needs parents. And love y'all. I'm sick, so excuse if I look a little, but I'll see you next time.